Say I want to make the 3-row by 5-column matrix 1, 2, 3, 4 all the way up to 15. Well, one way to do it just by hand is to type in the numbers, and remember that when it switches from one column to the next column, you're supposed to use a semicolon. So then it's 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, but this definitely isn't the right way to make it. So what I want to talk about in this video is what's the right way to make this matrix. Like if I wanted to make a 300 by 500 version of this matrix, there's no way I could do it by typing them all out. So what's the programmatic way to make this matrix? So as a hint, and to show you a feature of the workspace, let me double click over here where it says 3 by 5 double. Don't worry too much about the double. That's like saying what the entries are like, what type of number are the entries. The 3 by 5 should make sense to you though. It means 3 rows by 5 columns. And so key is that we're going to use not just one for loop, but 2 for loops. And another key is to try to figure out what's the pattern here. Like how can I find a formula for the ij entry in terms of I and j? So a trick, and it's a trick that comes up a lot, is that we're actually going to subtract 1 from I. So instead of thinking of this as 1, 2, 3, think of it as 0, 1, 2. Okay, and then that's going to make a lot more sense. So this is like 0 times 5 plus 1, 0 times 5 plus 2, 0 times 5 plus 3, and so on. This is like 1 times 5 plus 1, 2 times 5 plus, 1 times 5 plus 2, 1 times 5 plus 3, 2 times 5 plus 1, 2 times 5 plus 2, so on like that. So maybe that doesn't make sense, but once I have the nested for loop written down, stare at it and make sure you understand why the formula works. So let me make this in a script this time. And I don't really need to do this, but I think it's good practice to initialize it. So let me initialize it to a matrix of all zeros. And then here's where the nested for loops come in. For I equals 1 to 3, for j equals 1 to 5. And I have 2 for loops, so I need 2 ends. There's the first end, there's the second end. And now, what was I talking about before with those formulas? I was talking about how do I find a formula for the ij position. So let's go back and look at it one more time. So the first thing you notice is that when I change rows, when I change from the first row to the second row, everything goes up by 5. Same when I change from the second row to the third row, everything goes up by 5. So an easy guess would be that this is 5 times I plus j. And uses the same precedence as you're used to in arithmetic. So 5 times I plus j, that's the same as 5 times I in parentheses. So let's try this. It's not going to work. And when we see that it doesn't work, that will be the key to the I minus 1 I was talking about. So let's save this as matrix script. And now let's go back here and evaluate it. Matrix script. And remember that scripts, they don't take inputs, so it wouldn't make sense for me to do something like matrix script parentheses 5. I just do matrix script. So that created a matrix A. Remember, scripts also don't have outputs, so that's why no output showed up. But I can look at this A. So it's almost right, but everything is off by 5. Okay, where I wanted to have this 8, instead I have a 13. So how do I fix it? Okay, that's what I was talking about before when I first double-clicked in the workspace. Instead of having 5 times I have 5 times I minus 1. And something you definitely want to be able to do, especially for quizzes and exams, is you want to be able to read something like this, some code like this, and be able to tell me, okay, what does the matrix A look like based on this code? That's just as important as being able to come up with this code yourself. So I've saved it. Let me run it again. Matrix script. Now let's look at A again. And now that's exactly the matrix that I wanted.